convicted cop killer is let out of prison for good behavior. She sets her sights on finding the little sister she lost before she went to jail. Meanwhile, the sons of the dead cop seek revenge for the recently paroled ex-con. Hey everyone, welcome back to Clubhouse Movies Podcast. I'm your host Mark Rubalcaba from Mr. Ao Panetta. Today we are reviewing The Unforgivable, directed by Nora Fingscheidt. We had a day, man. This has been a rough few days. You know what we had to do? We had to watch The Unforgivable,
which I will tell you right now is unforgivable.
Well, it's
anyway.
But
let me get to this one quick. A mother figure is 20 years removed from her estranged sister due to a violent act. Can time heal the present? Sandra Bullock is the Terminator. Just kidding. Oh, man.
Well, in celebration of Sandra Bullock getting out of prison, we are drinking tequila.
Cheers.
Margaritas.
Sandra.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't think she actually went to prison.
She didn't?
I don't know.
Then why did they make this movie?
Oh, right. It was based off of someone. It wasn't her.
I don't know. It was based off of everybody.
Oddly enough, this woman looked just like her. Just older.
Okay, so another day, another Netflix movie. I like to say it's more The Guilty and less Red Notice in this case.
Yeah. It's like if The Guilty got to leave the office.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, this movie is getting a lot of love on Netflix from people and a lot of hate from critics, apparently.
That doesn't stop here.
Doesn't stop here because we are people and critics.
Yeah,
I think. But so Netflix has been putting out some weird like either Lifetime movies or we can make blockbuster movies 2 movies.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they have Red Notice, like you just mentioned, The Guilty. What was that other one that we forgot about it? Bright, man.
Bright. We have Will Smith in our movies.
So polarizing, by the way.
Really, I actually never saw it.
Don't.
Because it seemed like what if Hogwarts got out?
So huge Harry Potter fan. I saw that. That was my first thought. I was like, oh no, it's Hogwarts on the streets.
Yeah, it just like got out. It was also there was a movie called Alien Nation. Kind of reminded me of that too.
Alien Nation.
Yeah, it was about like aliens that are like intermingled with.
Oh right, yeah, you told me about this one.
I don't think I did. I have not thought about Alien Nation since 1984.
I feel like you mentioned it.
1989.
1984.
No, I mentioned They Live.
Oh, right. It's
probably a better movie.
Okay, same thing.
Well, anyway, so we saw this movie, and it's starring Sandra Bullock as a ex-con who is released from prison for killing a cop, which seems like a very...
it's a very taboo thing to do, killing a cop. And then killing a cop.
Yeah, it seems like something when you go to jail for like forever.
Yeah, she got out in 20 years for good behavior.
Yeah.
That's a long time in jail for good behavior.
And, Sandra Bullock looking hard when she gets out of jail. I don't even know where to begin. I'll let you start. I'm going to take a nap over here.
So what I think this movie had going for it, what everybody hoped would drive it forward, were the huge names in this movie. You have Viola Davis. You have Vincent D'Onofrio, a.k.a. freaking Kingpin.
Yeah.
Then you have John Bernthal, the Pushiner.
The Pushiner. Sounds like a terrible porn parody of the Punisher.
The Punisher.
He'll push in her gut. He's gonna. This isn't justice. This is pushing her. I need.
This one is off the rails quick.
You know what I also like about this movie? I usually don't get into like plot details, or whatever, but Vincent D'Onofrio pieced out very early in this movie.
Holy crap!
Where's he at? I don't know.
He did. He's like, I want nothing to do with her.
He's like, I'll do this scene at the farm. I'll do this scene in the car, and I'll do this scene in the office. We're done. We're done.
Everything you hear from me will be over dial tone.
The number you have reached has been disconnected.
Actually, there was a lot of like, he agreed to this. Yeah, he agreed to that. Yeah. But like, you never heard him say it.
Yeah, and the thing is, she calls him so many times with her flip phone. My God, her flip phone.
Flippity phone.
But I guess we should get right into the detail of this story. So the way it starts off, I know.
Do we have to?
I guess.
Let's talk about Biggest Dickus. Have you guys ever seen The Life of Brian?
So I saw it for the first time before we started recording.
The scene.
It was...
He's like, it's a fake name, like Biggest Dickus. Biggest Dickus? I know a man named Biggest Dickus.
I have never seen so many extras break. Oh my God, it was good.
So Sandra Bullock comes out of prison looking hard, and then her parole officer is also like her guide, getting her through. Played, who was it? Oh, I'm going to say Hannah Willem. That's a woman.
It's Rob Morgan.
Rob Morgan plays Vincent, her parole officer.
Yeah. Doing a really good job, man. This guy's like in a lot of things.
Well, what this movie has going for it is a good cast, good acting, but a very Hallmark story.
Yeah, the thing
is very simple Hallmark story.
Yeah,
and then there's a weird like family cuckold going on later on. No, not a cuckold.
Yeah, so this movie is really weird in the sense that they're giving you all of this star power with people who are, proven and vetted actors, and they're given awards and all this stuff.
More Talika,
yeah.
Yes, please.
So they're good at what they do, but unfortunately they fall apart due to the script here. And the way the script falls apart is these actors are super hardcore acting here, and they don't know where to go. Because you're trying to find out what is going on with Ruth Slater, a.k.a., Sandra Bullock's character. And it's just all this hearsay. It's all hearsay for 2 parts of this movie. You really don't know what's going on for realsies until the 3rd act.
Okay, so the parole officer says, hey, you should work at my fish mart because that's where I send all my parolees to.
Yeah.
What, isn't that a bad idea?
Yeah. Aren't they? Yeah.
Aren't they all parolee? Like,
and they're not supposed to be in contact with one another?
Okay, so this pays off later on. But I thought of it later on, like when the incident happened, and I'm just thinking like, wait a minute, all these are ex-cons.
Yeah.
Like, why is he sending all these ex-cons to Cluster to work together? And then she just happens to also get a job as a contractor. Let's make her a contractor. Why not?
She's like a skilled craftsman.
Was she a craftsman before she went to jail too, or just did she learn in jail?
I think she learned in jail
because
she made that mention. She's like, I learned welding and I learned woodworking to a foreman.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me look at my notes here because I haven't looked at this at all since we started.
Yeah. I remember that specifically because he bit into what looked like a really delicious sandwich and he put it down.
Well, Samoan dude.
I was like, no. He looked like other
the
Vincent D'Onofrio.
The first guy, yeah,
first guy, not the Samoan dude.
Yeah, don't give the Samoan guy a sandwich. Come on.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna hire you. I'm not gonna hire you whatsoever.
It's like, who talked to you? I'm the termitator.
And then she walks out and everyone's catcalling her.
Yeah. It's like, dude, she's
So we have actually just gone through like maybe a quarter of the movie already.
Yeah.
Okay. So also what's happening is these 2 hillbilly dudes work on I think they both work on a construction site, or just one of them. But there's 2 sons.
Yeah, 2 sons
of the cop.
Also, real quick.
Yeah.
This all takes place in the Pacific Northwest, Washington.
So
it looks super depressing because of the rain all the time. Although that state is very beautiful. I love visiting that place. Anyway, it's dark and drab. As you can imagine. Wet, gross, perfect for Batman. Anyway.
No, Batman, they film in Chicago.
Yeah, I know they do.
Oh, okay. And sometimes Pittsburgh. Okay, so there's these 2 brothers. They are the sons of the cop that Sandra Bullock killed.
Yes.
Allegedly killed. Went to jail and then one wants revenge. Okay, there's 2 of them. Yeah. One wants revenge. One has a family and is very reluctant to getting revenge because he's got a life and a job now.
Yeah. He's got a kid, got a good life.
And then their arc just sucks because I guess they get into a fight or something and then she's like, I'm in on it. Oh, no. Okay, so Sandra Bullock now works at 2 construction sites.
No. She works jobs. She works 2 jobs. She's one of those people that works in a fish factory, filleting the fish and whatnot. And then she also works as a
construction person.
Yeah, like a contractor helping build out a soup kitchen for the needy. Which, like, hey, all right, that's cool. I'm not there, but yeah. So that's what she's doing, and the 2 brothers are watching her.
2 brothers, just the first brother's watching her, and he's like, "We got to get her because like,
oh right,
she already got out." And then he tries to convince the other brother. He's like, "Well, I'm older now. I got a family. Like, it's all good."
And then he's like, the brother who wants to do this is like, "You weren't around. You weren't there when Dad got killed."
Or was he?
The other guy was young. He was a kid.
Okay.
He was like I think like 5 years
You
old.
didn't know, Dad.
Yeah.
And then the also subplot that's going on here is that Sandra Bullock, when she killed the cop, is that she had a little sister with her.
Yes.
And her sister was like a kid. She raised her, apparently.
Yeah, her mom died during childbirth.
Her mom died during childbirth. Dad died like sometime soon after. So she raised her, and they were going to lose the house. And they were being evicted. And then the cop came. He's like, "Hey, you can like stay with me. It'll be all right."
Yeah. The boys will give up their room.
The boys will give up their room. And then he as far as the story goes, he walks in and gets shot.
Yes.
And dies. And then that's what happened. And then the boys want revenge 20 years later when she gets out of jail. And the younger daughter is in foster care.
Yeah.
So the foster parents are it's just kind of a vanilla couple. And they have another biological daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And
they look pretty similar, man. I wouldn't have guessed that they were even adopted.
Yeah, right?
It was pretty crazy.
They look pretty similar. They acted like sisters. Like there was no animosity. They had a pretty good relationship. And the main sister was a piano prodigy. Like she's really good at playing the piano, but she has no recollection of Sandra Bullock and her past.
Yeah, and she has a sleeping issue and everything. Apparently, probably from these what would the word be? Repressed
memories. Yeah,
there we go.
From the but apparently she had them before the repressed memories.
Yeah,
which we'll learn. But anyway, Sandra Bullock's trying to get information from just wherever she can get it, and somehow she's able to figure out, like, it's just by Googling, pretty much where. Is that how she found?
She freaking Googled her sister. She Googled the name and then couldn't find her, and then Googled the name with something like parents in a library. And like, I've never bothered to Google someone like that. That sounds pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy, pretty stalkery. Plus, like, I was like,
Super
she's going to
stalkery.
jail at the end of this movie. Like, she's got to, because like she's definitely crossing the lines here, and she hasn't like figured out her life yet. She's still living in like a weird like halfway house with all these crazy old women.
Holy crap!
And then she goes, okay, so she finds out that there's a lawyer living at the house that she used to live at, where all this went down. It's like a farmhouse in the middle of nowhere.
It's so nice. Holy crap! It's so nice. It's my kind of house.
Yeah, farmhouse in the middle of nowhere. And there lives Vincent D'Onofrio and Viola Davis, and their two hothead sons doing all crazy.
Yeah, they're freaking
doing what do you call it?
They're riding ATVs, jumping off of stuff.
ATVs and dirt biking.
That sounds like my kind of fun, man.
In the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that does sound like fun.
It is fun.
When I was young, man.
Did you ever do that?
I did it with bikes.
You didn't do ATVs or motorcycles
bikes.
at all?
Yeah, I played on dirt bikes.
Oh, man. Yeah, dirt bikes are fun.
So that was a lot of fun. So anyway, she goes to check out she has a moment, checks out her old house, and then Vincent D'Onofrio's a lawyer. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" Because it's just some lady walks up to the middle of nowhere, and he's like, "Oh, I used to live here."
She's just standing out in the middle of nowhere, like in the land.
And she always looks distraught. She's always like, "Oh, I don't know. I used to work on this house."
She's
and
she's like touching the wood seductively in the house, like the what is that thing called? The hutch.
I built the hutch. You're like,
you're like, good. You're saving me time. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm doing my Vincent D'Onofrio movements.
Yeah.
He's like, you built that really good.
I need sugar. Sugar.
Like, what does he do? Vincent D'Onofrio's like, I'm gonna kill you.
Hey,
hold on, shoulder roll.
What movie was it that Vincent, going back to better movies, what movie did Vincent D'Onofrio demand sugar? Sugar, more sugar.
Men in Black.
Men in Black. Yeah.
Come on.
Is that better? You win a coin.
That was good. I'm rich.
Shut up and take my money.
So Men in Black was a really good movie.
That was fun, man.
Okay, so she goes to Vincent D'Onofrio's house. They let her in. And they look around, and then she's like, "Oh, it's a very nice house, thank you." Yeah. And he's like, "Well, let me drive you home." He's like, "Oh, okay." So he drives her home, and he's like, "I'm a lawyer." He's like,
he's like, "You've been lying to me this entire time." With his shoulders rolling and twitching necks in the car.
Yeah, it's funny how
Vincent D'Onofrio, if you really have something going on, I do not. I'm not aiming to make fun of you.
Yeah, we're so happy you're back.
Yeah, man, you're back, and we'll get to that.
Yeah, we're actually really happy you're back. Shop Talk, check it out.
Check it out.
The other thing is, he probably knows that that's probably where John Bernthal and Vincent D'Onofrio went at the end of this movie. Is they both realized that they're the Punisher, and Wilson Fisk and duked it out in the middle of the city.
We need some punch sounds. What? Did I just accidentally hit that?
Yeah, it's a what do you call it? An Easter egg on the thing.
The soundboard. Wow, that was awesome.
It's one of the empty ones.
That was good.
Oh,
Yes.
So he's a lawyer. They look into the thing. Oh, he wants to see if he can. She wants to. Sandra Bullock wants. We have been drinking. Look at this thing. It's like almost empty.
Just see that. Oh man,
So heavy.
so good.
I wonder if I pee it out, it's gonna be this color.
Probably. God, look at this thing.
Toxic waste orange.
It's like your body retains no nutrients.
There's a whole lagoon in this crap in the bag.
Oh, I didn't come here to do ab workouts.
1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2.
Boots and pants and boots and pants.
All right, so he's a lawyer. He's agreed to take. She keeps calling him. He's reluctant, but we don't actually see on camera that he's going to take her case. But
Yeah,
he
so-
does.
Yeah, first.
Not even a case.
Yeah, so they're in the car, and she suggests, like, hey, I got this thing going on, because he says, you've been lying to me this whole time. He's like, she's like, well, I got this thing with my sister. I was in jail and stuff. And then he finds out later, we're privy to it now, everybody's privy to it now, that she went to jail for murdering a dude.
Yeah,
just
murdering a cop.
a cop.
Yeah, we find that out pretty much at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, so he's pretty
You're
much-
not just an ex-con. You're a cop killer.
You'll be a cop killer until you die.
Yeah. Yeah. Whip it good.
So he pretty much starts to ghost her for this.
Yeah, he goes there for a bit until he doesn't.
Sorry you were having trouble. Please try again later. Goodbye.
Which she does. She calls him a lot. And then eventually she gets to talk to the parents,
Yeah.
which doesn't go very well whatsoever.
As you would expect.
To me, this whole movie was like Sandra Bullock screwing herself over.
Yeah.
Like she should just waited like a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And like maybe a month or two. Like her sister couldn't have been more than like she couldn't have been. She was probably like 16 or 17. She would age out.
So yeah, so if she went to jail for 20 years and her sister was, we'll say, 4 tops. So she's like in her 20s, man. She's in her 20s. So yeah, it sounds weird. It's weird. This whole thing is weird because she does not look like she's in her 20s at all. She looks like a teenager.
She's supposed to be a teenager. She said she went to jail for most of her life.
Yeah. And then when you watch the movie, the little kid who's supposed to be a little kid, I have children. That kid in that movie was not anywhere south of 5 years old.
The time didn't add up on this thing.
Yeah.
The more the alcohol goes into my brain, and
the more reasonable you become.
the more reasonable and movie.
Which is weird for this.
It doesn't add up. So meanwhile, the brothers they have a retirement party for another cop. And like, he was Dad's friend, and they're all like angry.
So they're like talking to Dad, and so the youngest brother's out there in the alley smoking a cigarette, and his older brother comes in. Hey, you should come inside. We're all talking about Dad and stuff. He's like, I don't know, Dad. He's like, you weren't there.
You weren't there.
By the way, they don't have an accent.
They took your jobs.
I was actually going to say
They
that.
took your jobs.
They took our jobs. So
I don't know why this motivated the young son to all of a sudden become a dark vigilante in the night.
yeah, so he's like gets this brooding look on his face. He looks like
What did he say to his wife? He said something stupid.
no.
dude.
So what he sees is so while this is happening,
I think I'm hating this movie more and more
as we
time
talk
goes
about it.
on.
So what we don't see what the younger brother doesn't see is that in the bar, his older brother, who looks like he has Bell's palsy, is yeah, seriously, he's side mouth talking like he just got caught by a hook.
Okay, Rev, don't call the fight. Don't call the fight.
Oh my crap, this is going south fast.
I'm getting balls palsy thinking about this movie.
You get balls palsy?
Balls palsy. Oh no, it's coming out.
Yeah. So what happens is he's like the older brother is having a grand old time flirting with the dude's wife, with his younger brother's wife, which is like, dude, what a fox paws that is. It's a faux pas. That's just a funny way to say it.
No,
Not to you, Chad Daniels. So what we don't see is that inside, the older brother is having a grand old time flirting with younger brother's wife.
Yeah.
Which is super weird. And then, so now, the older brother comes out. That's when they have that spat about, no, dad, whatever, you weren't there. And the wife comes out and says something. Why can't you just have fun for once? Why are you so serious? And the brother goes, why don't you go in there and have fun with blah, 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 blah. So that starts that weird infighting that will build up into which was a subplot we did not expect.
So meanwhile, at the fish market, it's funny how she has two jobs. At the fish place, she hooks up with John Bernthal from The Punisher.
Yeah, they go have some pancakes.
They have the very tasty pancakes, and they hang out on the rooftops, I think, a couple of times too.
Yeah.
So they have themselves a little romance until she confesses that she was a convict. Yeah. And then he's just like, oh, and then she's like storms out.
Well, not only that she's a convict, she went to jail for killing a cop.
Killing a cop, and then that happens, and then
so she shows up to work.
Well, we'll get there, but I think before that, one of the sons goes to her other job.
Oh, right.
While they're getting a delivery of wood.
Yeah, because as we found out, she's also a carpenter.
She was so stupid.
Out of nowhere.
And then she was also like, she worked at Denny's. She had she also, I'm just thinking of all these other jobs she could have had.
By the way, the scene they used to demonstrate that she was a carpenter was that she smacked, like she slapped the side of a door frame.
Yeah.
And then bore a hole. Like she just did she just bore a hole into some freaking plywood. That's it.
Yeah, that's also how she proved she was mad too, by the way, later on.
She's like,
I'm so mad I'm breaking in these doors.
I know. Seeing it, she throws her freaking drill through the drywall. I'm like, no, not the drywall.
Did you ever see Dewey Cox? Whenever he was mad, he would break like a sink. That's what that reminded me of.
Oh, God.
But anyway, she gets a delivery of wood.
It was only a DeWalt, whatever.
Yeah. It was a knockoff DeWalt or a Sharpie black logo.
It was DeWalt.
A DeWalt. A Duval. I'm Shelley Duvall, and I make... I can't finish my lines. I'm Shelley Duvall, and I make hardware equipment. Home improvement equipment. I'm not just in The Shining,
Oh.
So anyway, the other brother is there when she's dropping off the wood, and then he acts like he's
part of the crew. Yeah,
part of the crew. But he later she finds out that she says like, "Oh, I don't know, life goes on." And he gets like,
no. So the way she finds out the truck leaves, and he's still up there, and she's like, and then she says to break the tension, she's like, "You know what? I got to go out. I got some errands to run." It's like you could head out.
Yeah, well, she says something to the degree of life goes on.
Yeah,
and somehow that turns this guy off from being a devoted family man.
Yeah,
to like, let's kill this woman.
Not only let's just kill this woman. Let's make her experience what we experienced.
Yeah. Then they find out that she has a family because he stole her diary, or he took a picture of her diary.
He recons. Yeah.
Yeah, he took a picture of her diary before he left. He never left though. I think she left first, and he was like hiding in the background. Yeah. So he found out that she has this family. Meanwhile, Vincent D'Onofrio lets them talk to the parents, and that doesn't go well.
Yeah.
Which we kind of talked about a lot of stuff because it happens really fast. A lot of these things are really alike, and then she goes back to work, and then that's when that one Asian chick loses her job for punching.
Yeah, so she
punching Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, she shows up to work.
My dad's a cop. He took her job.
Starts kneeing her in the face.
I mean, took her job. She was probably also a convict, by the way, for killing cops. For all we know,
it's like, dude, why?
And John Bernthal was like, I don't know. He's like, I'm a convict too, It's
like whoever works at a fish factory on purpose, unless you can't find anything else.
Yeah.
So she got kneed in the face.
Got kneed in the face. And then...
by this time now, we realize that she's actually living at her second job as a carpenter. She's sleeping in the rafters area.
No, she's still living at her other place.
No, she's living now for sure.
Pretty sure her parole officer wouldn't be too happy with that.
Well, it's a movie.
Yeah, movies got a movie.
He does got a movie.
Yeah. So then she finds out that she can go to the recital of her sister, since that's like a thing that's happening. I don't remember how she found out about that, but she was really happy. She's like, "Oh my god, I can stalk my sister."
Well, no, so she.
Yeah. The other sister.
One of the plot twists here. This is where everything takes a turn for the worst. is she meets up with her sister's adopted family.
Yeah,
sister.
adopted sister.
Yeah.
Because the adopted sister found all the letters that she was writing her from prison and was all like
Which
crying.
I will say that was the most heartfelt like scene in this entire movie.
Well, actually, if anything, this like little like brick, it's not even like the last third or the second third.
Yeah.
It's like somewhere between Acts 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Where we meet, where the adopted sister meets Sandra Bullock, and then they have a heart to heart about the sister. And then this is actually where we find out about the actual twist of the movie.
Yeah.
Which somewhere M. Night Shyamalan went,
why didn't I write that?
so it wasn't Sandra Bullock who killed the cop.
Yeah.
It was the sister who picked up the shotgun and shot the cop when he came in.
The little baby picked up a shotgun
Yeah, and
kablammied a dude.
and she had this nice little like gun butt forehead for the rest of the little kid scenes.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. I'm like, how gangster is it of Ruth Slater to eat 20 years for someone else's crime?
Well, it was still her fault.
Yeah, still her fault. That's called gross neglect here.
But she didn't tell anyone that part.
Yeah.
So she took it in the chin. Took it in the chin for her little sister.
Took it on the chin.
Took it on the chin, in the chin, on the chin.
It's on.
Ah.
Because you don't go in the chin.
Well, it depends on how hard you hit.
Hit through the face.
Yeah, totally. That's what they call a glass jaw.
More M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, yeah. How come he keeps wiggling his way into our reviews?
Every freaking thing we do. Sorry, it's not like it's a running joke. He just shows up because he's the devil.
I wrote it in my thing. Like
No, you didn't.
M. Night Splooge.
Did I write it in there? I usually do.
No.
No.
Whenever there's a twist, we gotta rank it up with the M. Night, who built his career on twists.
Yeah.
And only one of them was good. Only one of them was good, and it probably was a Twilight Zone episode. Actually, it was like X-Files. I think the X-Files.
Yeah, X-Files. It was more X-Files.
X-Files did everything, dude.
X-Files was great.
You know Ryan Reynolds came from the X-Files?
Really?
Him and Lucy Liu and a bunch of other people.
Really?
Yep. You will see like
crap!
like
I need to rewatch this.
18-year-old Ryan Reynolds, 18-year-old Lucy Liu in a bunch of these episodes.
I'm amazed they haven't rebooted that series.
Well, I mean, they brought it back a few times.
I know, but I mean, like for real reboot from scratch. Oh no! You know what?
Let's talk about the X-Files.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did reboot it.
They,
In a sense, Fringe. Do you remember Fringe? It's
Yeah,
good.
I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that girl who's in it. She's got a kind of a
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
yeah. She's just a little like to me.
It amazes me that she grew to stardom at all.
Did she? Where's she been now?
Well, she came out in a few movies. Main chick before she was, I think, a TV star. She was.
You know
a
what
movie
other?
star.
You know what other girl? I like this is way more fun to talk about than for the other girl, who I'm surprised got more roles. Is the girl from Revenge.
Yeah, right.
I'm surprised that she's like the new bad guy in like Captain America.
Yeah, like is she though? She's like the anti-hero.
No, she's
In a weird way?
the power broker. So she's she's probably working with Fisk now.
Oh, right.
Now that
That's gonna
Fisk
be good
is
if
a thing.
they tie that in. You know, we got.
So what
things
they ought to
talk
do
about.
is make a new X-Files, but it takes place after, because now they've declassified a lot of things.
Yeah,
So now anyone can research the X-Files,
and it would be super cool if they did that.
and they just need to pick up on their old cases.
I think they just need to make it like somebody picked up a camera and just started going out in the world doing it. That'd be cool.
yeah. Well,
that'd
the
be
thing about the X-Files
relatable.
is that they are real.
Yes, I know it wasn't fake.
Like I mean, they're
Too
calling
much.
it the X-Files, but there are classified files about paranormal phenomena. And they
Yeah.
declassify them every once in a while. It's like, what are these? It's like, we don't know. Wait a minute. Sandra Bullock, she went to the recital, and then
Yeah.
first she went to Viola Davis's house looking for
Yeah.
Vincent D'Onofrio, who had already pieced out of the movie.
Yes, and she was like, "No, get off my property, get out of here!
You don't come here with my kids.
I got my shotgun. I'm gonna kablam your face."
Everybody here is a southern redneck, even Viola Davis.
Even though they're in the Pacific Northwest.
Right? I think Nora Fingers didn't know that.
Oh, my teeth hit the mic. Oh no!
Can we keep these?
Yeah, I think we can keep these. Oh, we need sound bites.
Well, I'm gonna bleep it. Nora Fingers.
You got to bleep it halfway in though. Holy crap!
Ready for round 3?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me too, man.
What? Yeah, no, hot dog.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay, good. My brain's like, now you're enabling him.
Dude, we still have 2 more shows to record. Holy crap.
It's okay. I think I have another one of these.
No.
Different flavor. I think it's purple.
Oh, God. Dave Chappelle. What's that purple stuff?
It's so good. It's like someone blended a Muppet.
Kermit!
Oh, yeah. So Viola Davis figures out that it was the other sister that killed the cop.
Yeah, because Ruth's leader tells her, through cutscenes, she tells her.
Did she? It seemed like she just figured it out on her own for a moment.
It
wasn't a good cutscene.
It wasn't a good cutscene. It was like a sizzle reel of the most depressing crap you've ever seen.
So
this movie sucks.
Well, I mean, it just happened.
I had that F just building up in me for a few days.
This movie just sort of happened. You watch it and you're like, hey! But anyway, so somehow Viola Davis and Sandra Bullock are like best friends now.
Yeah.
Like they just hang out. And she takes you to the recital because she realized that like she's got to see her like, little sister. But then the other brother, he was already mad because he caught his brother having sex with his wife.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, that's it. I'm going to go all in on the plan now and abduct this daughter. What?
Yeah. Like,
dude.
So and the thing is, he thinks this is her sister.
He thinks this is her sister. It's still like her sister-in-law or whatever.
Yeah.
But this dude just like, come on, man, go to rehab. Like, or go somewhere else.
Yeah,
like this town is too much for you.
You should have finished beating your brother's ass for.
Oh, he beat his brother's ass good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, he's like, that's it. I'm going to do that child abduction by myself. And his wife's like, what?
He's like, take your plan, and I'm gonna get arrested for all of it.
Yeah, because I'm better than you. I already saw her, and she said life goes on, so it's over for her.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
Yeah. So he texts her. He's like, "I have your sister," and then she's like, "We got to go find the sister now." And then
they just go Batman and Robin.
Yeah, Viola Davis, who just met her and hated her 30 seconds ago, Sandra Bullock go off to solve this kidnapping.
And I mean, detested her.
Yeah,
like, abhorrent hate.
She was a murderer, and the murderer used to live in her house, and she's got kids. Like, come on, Viola Davis, priorities.
Yeah,
I don't know if we ever find out what she did for a living, but like,
I think she was also a lawyer. I think we hear about that early.
I need to pee on this thing. Here, I got one. So nice. So then they do the whole like they go to a different construction site where the two brothers worked, and then that's where they got the sister, and she's like, "Don't kill my sister. She's my sister. You love my sister."
If your brother is your uncle, you might be a redneck.
Pretty much. I forgot how, but some other guy's like, I guess I don't kill people.
Yeah.
And then Viola Davis called the police, and the police come and then save the day. And then sister was there, and then they like, hey sis.
Yeah. And then they hug.
And I still remember like the dumb look on the dad's face, like the adopted dad. Like,
yeah. He's like, oh, you guys aren't supposed to see each other.
But he had this in like looks.
Yeah. If you're watching us on YouTube, the looks, he's pulling them off pretty well. Oh my goodness!
And then they tried to arrest Sandra Bullock, but then her parole officer showed up. And he was like, "Oh, no, you can't arrest her. She's the hero of the story.
That's my parolee. She's let her go right now.
She's the star of the movie. We can't.
I'll tell you what,
we can't arrest her." So things. That's really where the movie ended. So things ended pretty well for Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, she got the hug she wanted, and then that's it. That's it.
So Mulder and Scully, they
made a weird show. It's called Californication.
I like that show.
I actually only saw a couple episodes of that.
That show makes me sad.
No,
because
I will not see more episodes.
He was always like trying to get his girlfriend back, or his girlfriend wife, but like he kept screwing up. But like it wasn't always fault, but he was a victim of circumstance, So he was always like
Mr. Happenstance.
He was always the Rocket Man, always blasting off, losing his true love.
What a
in
bummer.
that. But there's a quote in that Californication I like. Anytime two people of the opposite sex are out past 8 p.m., it's a date.
That's pretty clever.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a smooth move.
Because now you're making time for each other.
I've used it a few times in my life, and it's always come out,
Well, there you go.
what do you call it? Most interesting man in the world. That and cool and unusual. I'm just being cool and unusual. Anyway, back to the more important thing at hand.
Yeah.
So Scully was hired to debunk Mulder. So she was a medical doctor, and he was a guy.
By the way, we are reviewing a movie.
Which one?
Apparently, one we forget. It has I'm just kidding. It's called
right.
The Unforgivable, which I kept misnaming as, what was it? I forget.
Lucy Liu played a Chinese immigrant
Yeah.
who was in Chinatown, and they were doing like a lottery for like body parts.
Yeah, and she was like, I'm actually 50 years old.
Well, this is when she wasn't.
I know.
But you know what? She's still Lucy Liu to me. But anyway, they were doing a body parts lottery.
Holy crap.
Where you put money into the lottery to make lots of money, right?
Yeah.
But if you win the lottery, they get to take a body part from you, like a kidney or something.
What?
But it was rigged, and that was the X-File that like everyone was losing. Like it was a body part like trade.
What the fudge?
Yeah, it was sad because like Lucy Liu's dad was like she was sick.
Yeah.
And her dad was trying to get money for the medicine, but like he lost an eye already, and they wanted to take
Holy
the other eye.
cow. That is weird.
The X-Files, starring
is
David
X-Files.
Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. So I'm gonna say the
Anyway,
thing I liked about the
Are we going to give this letter grades?
Unforgivable, great cast.
You cannot knock it for the cast. If anything, I was quite surprised at the star power this movie brought, man.
Yeah, so it was nice seeing these people, even though Vincent D'Onofrio and John Bernthal and Viola Davis just really had day rates pretty much. They just came in for a few days.
Yeah.
And then Vincent D'Onofrio towards the end, they just mentioned him.
Yeah.
Where's he at? Doesn't matter.
He's acting.
He's somewhere else. Yeah. It did feel like a Lifetime movie to me.
It did.
I think we could have swapped these characters, and then the movie would have lost all its luster.
Yeah.
Just okay filmmaking, and there were a couple of times, I think when it was like raining in particular, where it just sounded like overblown stock sound.
Yeah, it was that, and then the weird framing, man. Just there was a few scenes where I was watching, going, that hurt to watch. Just the way they panned.
Yeah,
they did hard stops. You notice that when they're just panning to something, they weren't just like gradually slowing down the pan. It was like, oh,
just very Lifetimey. Very, very, very straight to DVD.
yeah.
I think that's what Netflix does these days.
This was probably made in a week.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And they deep faked Sandra Bullock and all these people into it.
No, they probably did. The thing is, you don't even get to see the Space Needle. You didn't even get to see it, and you knew they were in Washington.
Yeah, well, were they in Seattle? Were they in Oregon?
Were they?
I don't know. I just remember like Pig, like somewhere.
No, I don't know.
There's an underground.
Doesn't even
market.
matter.
Anyway, I'm still, after all that, gonna say the X-Files was my favorite. No. I'm gonna give it.
We're actually talking about The Unforgivable. What's your grade? What are you giving this one?
I'm gonna give it a C.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Sandra Bullock, some good casting, and a decent twist made Unforgivable a watchable, made-for-TV Netflix movie. But that's it.
Okay. I'm going to be a little more breathy here. I will be giving this a C+. I said, Netflix presented a movie with enough star power to contend with The Sun, but it was not to be. In what felt like a disastrous first act with its secrecy and a muddled second act with its cloudy details, we are thrust into a third act that carried the entire film. This movie wasn't long enough to make us wait for some kind of real emotion. Instead, relying on the viewership to have a relationship with the actor and not the character. Thank goodness this wasn't a theatrical release.
Yeah, Netflix is doing this weird thing with
They're just shotgunning films, man.
shotgunning movies, and they're all kind of just like, I'm not going to say subpar. I'm not going to say above par.
They are made for sizzle reels.
They are par. They are the minimum expectation
Right above bogey.
when it comes to movies. And, not quite Adam Sandler or Freddy Got Fingered bad.
Yeah.
Although
I will say some of Adam Sandler's films are pretty good.
movies.
Those are pretty fun, man.
Yeah,
Because you know what you're in for with those.
You
see
are.
him, you are going to be entertained, and he does not allude any other way.
Yep.
So, watch it. It's on Netflix. If you have Netflix, Watch it. It's there.
Speaking of Netflix, do you know all the Daredevil shows are still on Netflix?
What?
Yeah, they're all still there.
Did they just come back?
Maybe.
They were removed.
I think I heard they were being removed, and then they were like there the last time I checked because I was like, ooh.
I wonder if they got added
Vincent
because
D'Onofrio.
now
it's canon again.
it might be canon again. Ooh.
Oh man.
Stay tuned for more shop talk on that one.
That has been our hot take for The Unforgivable, starring Sandra Bullock. I'm like, where's my brain going? Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification, hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah, you'll check us out next time, I guess, on...
Why do you turn off the bell? My brain went...
just went on so long, I was like, I need to turn it off. That bell's just dinging.
Here, you know what, though? My favorite part of these episodes are... You know, my other favorite part is when we both have the same letter grade, I get to use the same graphic.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I know.
So nice.
Oh, man.
Copy, paste. Anyway, I'm your host, Mark Robocop, from Mr. Panetta on Clubhouse Movies Podcast. We will catch you next time.
Oh, man.